Hello and welcome to Watercooler for May 29th, 2020. This is the show where I, Chris Loxamana, kick it with my Corolla digital buds virtually and Philly style. Caelan Biehn here.
What's going on?
Hey man, gamer Kaelyn. I missed him. Look, we're all at home now.
It's been a while.
I know, it has not been a while actually. It's been less than 24 hours since we have put out an episode, so.
I meant gamer Kaelyn, but
Oh, okay. I thought you just meant potting in general. No Insomniac? No word?
no words still, unfortunately.
This bothers me, but we're going to have to power through.
Bothers everybody. Everybody's bothered.
Mike Dawson's here.
Indeed, I am here.
He
How are
is
you guys?
here. The beard is coming back. Are you not going to shave again?
No, I'll probably shave again.
You'll shave it again?
But,
Okay. Stubbly
Yeah,
Mike.
You buy yourself a few weeks,
Right.
and then maybe you shave, maybe you don't. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. And but someone who hasn't shaved. Matt Fondiler, Outdoor Matt, is here.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. Now, it's a little different recording. Garrett couldn't make it today. He might be able to call in. But when we first originally scheduled this water cooler, the only people that showed up were Matt and myself. And we thought, we can do a pod, just us two. And we all know about the Core 4 and the Key 3, the Chai 5, or whatever we call the 5. I guess that's all of us anyway. But we were thinking, what would 2 be? And Matt and I both thought of the Pooh 2, which was sad. So we decided to just move on.
I was thinking the dynamic duo, but
Oh, why did we think of that? We're so locked in on it having to rhyme.
Yeah. We're like the Pooh 2.
I was like, no, we can't do that, dude.
Yeah, well, thank
Well,
goodness
it's done
Kaelyn
now.
and Dawson.
Yeah, good thing
You've
good thing you
done
didn't
it.
bring that up in front of everybody. You
Yeah, that
goddamn
would've-
idiot.
That would have been
Think-
embarrassing.
You think it will be had any other way by anyone who listens to this podcast? No, it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be fucking hashtagged
No, nobody will.
at Gary Smith.
If anything, the Pooh 2 will not catch on. So I think we're in good shape, Matt. All right.
you're in the
Oh,
worst shape.
I
you could
finally
be
got
in.
away from the porcelain Punisher thing. Finally, he had a different name for me.
Now, also, while we were waiting for Kaelyn and Dawson to sign on, I was telling Matt that I watched a movie. Matt also saw a movie. He saw Hunter Killer, which I'm curious. I'm curious of what his thoughts are. But I watched last night Back to the Future 3, which is the one where
ZZ Top, where they go back
That's
in
right.
time to go to a ZZ Top show.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
That's
right.
great
right.
plot.
So,
Favorite plot.
and we were talking about it, and we're talking about that last scene. And I'll spoil it because the movie's old. I can talk about it. Where Doc Brown comes in his future train to appear before Marty and Jennifer, and then we were watching, and he introduces his 2 kids, Jules and Vern, and I remember thinking, there's a story about those 2 kids or one of the kids, like there's something. And then Matt, what did you say, Matt?
I said that I was pretty sure either the kid stares directly at the camera or he's like playing with himself, like just being like a little kid, just not understanding that the camera's rolling. Because I have heard that too.
Yeah,
And I recall something like that as well.
there's an urban legend, some urban lore. Well, Matt and I decided to go on YouTube and watch it. And if you watch Vern, he's the boy on the right,
What does that mean?
the blonde one. Watch his hand. So he says, "Come here," and then he points to his genital area. Now we're gonna watch it again in slow motion. See?
Look at his hand.
And everybody's like, "What is going on?" Let me play a little bit more. Just
Okay.
He's telling the camera to come here. And then,
I got my
everyone's like-
pee-pee is what he's
and
saying.
then
Yeah,
he,
what?
and then he shows him that
Yeah.
he's got his pee-pee.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
He,
Oh, by the
he
way,
has to pee, right? He has to
Yeah.
pee. That's what it is.
But you
The kid has
guys-
to pee.
well, this video is called "Creepy Kid from Back to the Future 3 Points to His Flux Capacitor," and I love this description. It's like Doc Brown's kids always seemed a little odd, but only after some further review do we realize how creepy one of them actually is. First, I thought the boy was motioning for Elizabeth Shue to get on board the train, but where he really wants her to go, we don't need roads. Now,
I like that it has over 5 million views.
oh yeah, this is a thing, and Matt is right.
To
So
be fair, Chris watched this video 600,000 times today, so
so I guess this is a very popular question for Christopher Lloyd. A lot of people who come by Christopher Lloyd
Poor guy.
always has to ask him about this scene, and his response to anybody who's asked him is, Matt was right. The kid needed to pee, and that's it. And it just made the final cut.
That's the universal signal. That's the universal signal for I need to pee.
Yeah.
There's another classic moment that's in an Alfred Hitchcock movie called North by Northwest. And there's a climactic scene where one of the characters fires a gun, and in a crowd shot, right before the gun goes off, a little kid, they're doing like their third or fourth take by now. And so a little kid in the
Right.
background is like plugging his ears. He's doing like what I do when a movie trailer comes on before someone fires a gun. Kids are silly, man.
See? It's
Before
all-
we move on from
it all
Back
makes
to the
sense.
Future 3, wouldn't
Sure.
it make more sense if you're going back in time that ZZ Top's beards were shorter?
That's a very good point. I don't
Because
think
it took
that they're
them
actually
200
ZZ
years.
Top.
Took
I
them
don't think-
200 years to grow those beards.
Yeah, I don't think that they were ZZ Top backstage, Dawson. Or I mean back in time.
No,
Like, I
it
think
was no. They
weren't
had
themselves.
they had their fucking rider. No, they had everything, dude. A couple bottles of Jack. Yep. It's a big concert. That was the plot, right? We got to get back in time. Got to go see ZZ Top.
That's exactly right. Yes. So it was a big. That movie was all about getting to a ZZ Top concert. It really like Get Him to the Greek is a remake of Back to the
Based on
Yeah.
Back to the Future 3.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
same
Right.
story. Yeah, exactly. So it's a tale as old as time, getting to a concert and having to overcome obstacles along the way. Now, also since I got my YouTube open, we do have something to clear up, and that is the Caelan challenge. Now, we presented this to our listeners a few weeks ago, where sometime during a water cooler, excuse me, Caelan Biehn slipped off his shorts for show and tell. And we have figured out when that is, so I'm going to play it for you right here.
So actually,
So if you
very good
watch
guess.
Caelan
there's-
very
there's really a
stealthily
segment of I am wearing. what I'm wearing. Is that?
Yeah.
taking
no,
his
fucking-
shorts off while Matt is talking, showing off
He's
his
leaning forward now. They're going down and say, "You're right. There it is."
And a lot of people
Wow.
did figure that out, so I will be contacting you, and we'll
100%.
announce your names on the
Yeah.
next show. But we are sending you
Nice.
Chunk Nibble for figuring out when Caelan took off his shorts.
Excellent job.
That's great.
Good stuff.
Excellent job to the fans, and also excellent job to Kaelyn.
Right.
Yeah, excellent job to everybody. We have some sleuths among us, which I love. All right, we also have show and tell, which there's something in my throat, and it is bothering me. All right,
This is a bit.
no,
Hey,
it's
is this
not.
part of your show and tell?
This
Are
is
you
not
leading
part
into
of
your
my
show and tell?
Oh my God, Kaelyn!
What?
What if he pulled a sword out of his throat, or just something like
I
crazy,
thought-
like a never-ending ribbon? And it was like a spectacular match.
He did do magic, so that's what I was expecting.
Oh God, I have this itch behind my ear. What? What do you got?
I wish
Sorry,
it did. I don't know. There's like some dust in my throat, which happened to me on the plane back from Houston. I just got something caught in my throat. And like when you take a sip of water, it goes down the wrong tube, or sometimes you eat almonds and some of that dust hits the back of your throat. You need to cough it out. But I held my coughs on the plane because
Yeah.
it's just how embarrassing would that be, or how alerting would that be for others that you're just having a cough attack on a plane? My God. Every ounce of me to not cough on that plane.
Yeah.
I, for the past like 3 weeks, have been sneezing like way more than usual, and I'm not someone who would ever
Hey.
normally get allergies, so I'm constantly having to try and shut my sneezes down when I'm around other people.
Yeah, exactly. I hold in my sneezes, I hold in my coughs, and I don't want it. It's becoming an issue, but I don't want other people to feel uncomfortable, so I will hold it. All right, we do have show and tell. Also, but because we're talking about Back to the Future 3, and I'm drinking Jameson right now, and I'll tell you why this is gonna matter. So, Back to the Future 3, Doc Brown goes to the bar. He has a shot of whiskey. He gets knocked out, but when he orders the whiskey, he says, "Leave the bottle." And the only person that I can think of who has probably done that among us is Dawson. But I don't know. There's no part of me, even before the pandemic, where I would have the chutzpah to tell the bartender after he pours my drink, "Leave the bottle," and then he just leaves me the bottle and walks away. And what's honor system after that? What kind of business plan is that? But I do want to do that though.
That's definitely a baller move.
That is a bucket list thing you do before you die.
Yeah.
For sure. The only problem with me knowing what it sounds like something I would do just for dramatic effect. And I'd say there's like a 20% chance that I did. But the problem is if I did, they left the bottle and I don't remember.
Oh, so maybe we've all done it.
Maybe we have.
Which character leaves the bottle behind?
Doc
Or is given the bottle?
Brown asks the bartender to
does.
leave the bottle after he pours one shot. And first off, the guy's like, "What do you want the usual, which is like an iced tea or something, or a water?" And he says, "No, I'll take the whiskey." And he alerts like, "Whoa, Doc never orders whiskey." So he pours a shot, which I love. All they do is just pour shots. I'm treating this as if this is what they did in the West, and this is an actual Western. You know how they back in the day, the West, they pour the shot, and then Doc, as he pulls away, Doc goes, "Leave the bottle." And the bartender leaves the bottle and walks away.
You know, hearing that, I'm realizing that all three Back to the Future movies have a bartender joke scene in them.
How many of them have a bird?
That's just my yard, actually. And I don't know if you saw my face a minute ago. There is a mockingbird that my cat is obsessed with watching, and the bird has been flying down to attack my cat.
He's mocking your cat. Look, I've been, as a guy who's been attacked by a mockingbird. That is no joke. This is no laughing matter, and I fear for Matt's cat. See, Matt's scared stiff, so we'll just. So I'm really worried about him. Like, this is not a laughing matter. Poor Matt. So anyway, Dawson, you're right. It is something we have to do before we die. Is we go to a bar.
Absolutely.
Bartender pours a drink, and then you say, "Leave the bottle."
Yeah, and when you say it, it's like dismissively. You don't even look at him.
Yeah.
He pours you a shot, and you just kind of put up your hand like, "Leave the bottle."
And they don't hesitate. So that is definitely something I want to do before I die. 1,000,000%. All right, let's get going with some show and tell, which I'm very excited about. Are you guys ready? Kaelyn's looking around.
No, I got something. I gotta get it though.
Kaelyn's reaching for something.
What can I find in here?
Gary told me to text him when we're doing show and tell, so I'm gonna give him a.
Oh, I can do a two-parter actually. Now that I'm here.
Oh, what? You have a two-part? First you had nothing. Now you have two-parter.
Yeah, exactly. I got a two-parter now.
All right, let's do it then, Kaelyn. You want to go?
I guess it's me. I'm the only one
where
here.
Is Matt?
I think his internet is messed up because he keeps freezing and going in and out. I have a feeling that's probably what's going on.
I think we're gonna see indoor Matt momentarily.
Yeah.
Probably. But then we get an instant flicking.
Oh, that's right. So it's always a bonus when we see indoor Matt. But Kaelyn, you have a two-part show and tell.
I have a two-part show and tell. First part is this
Give
bad
us the
boy.
second
This
part
bad
first.
boy right here. Okay, so the second part first.
That is, I know that. That's the OGO Renegade, baby. That's a nice backpack. Lots of storage.
Lots of storage. All these pockets galore. As you guys know from my shorts and just generally, I like free stuff. So whenever offers me something, even though I did need it, I take it. This was Chris's old backpack that he no longer needed and offered to me, and I did need a backpack pretty bad. So I said yes, and I've been using it ever since.
Too many pockets.
There are a shitload of pockets.
There are too many pockets on it. That's
definitely for me. Definitely for me. But my actual show and tell, which is a lot less exciting, is this.
What is
That's
insulin?
that's a
Insulin?
needle. No, it's called Lovenox, and it's actually enoxaparin sodium. And I have to stick this into myself twice a day, and it's very uncomfortable.
And
And I
you're gonna
hate.
do it in front of us right
No,
now? Oh.
no. But that's just so you all know, I have to inject that into myself twice a day. And I hate needles. I've been like phobic of needles since I've been a kid, and I still am. So
I know it's actually really heartbreaking. I've heard Kaelyn do it, and it was kind of when you first started doing it, to where it was obviously very painful, and I know it burns a lot.
yeah,
And you would see Kaelyn; he'd need his alone time. He would stick
I
his needle,
needed to psych myself up
he'd
for it.
just psych
As I call
himself up,
it.
and so I would leave the room, and I would just hear this. Oh, oh, oh. And my heart just broke for you, Kaelyn, because obviously it's very painful, very weird, very scary that you have to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah,
But you're back on it, and
back
things are
on
going
it.
well because of it.
I guess.
I hope so,
I
man.
hope so too.
And what do you do with the needles after you're done? Where are you sterilizing them or throwing them out?
I put them in a separate bag, and then I know someone that takes them into like a medical office and gets rid of them in the proper way.
Okay.
Good place not to get rid of them is right at the exit of the slide in the playground.
I
Don't
just
do
throw them out
Don't-
the car on the freeway.
Don't get rid
actually.
of
Oh,
them
you.
there. That's
We
a good
don't do
spot.
that for anybody listening who thinks we're serious. We don't do that. He does not do that at all. I have to be the
Maybe only a
disclaimer.
couple times.
Nope, never once. Not once.
I clearly said a good place not to do that.
Which is why I only did it a couple times.
I told this story on the Corolla show.
Well,
but
it's trial and error.
That's
you know?
what I'm
You gotta-
saying, right?
If you make a couple mistakes,
First
Yeah.
the
and
playground,
then
and
you find
then
out,
the freeways.
okay, not a good place
Right.
to put disposed needles.
I remember one time I took an Uber to the airport, and I was late for the airport, and he got there late, or maybe I called him late. Either way, I was really tight on time. And he pulls up, and he picks me up from work, and he pulls off to that side where Adam has all the trash, and we always makes us take pictures. And he pulls off to the we go down that road, and he stops on that street, pulls open his sunroof, takes a bag of trash, it's like a clear bag with an empty Gatorade bottle, some food wrappers, and it's a clear plastic bag, and he just goes. Sticks his hand out the sunroof, just goes, huh, and tosses it into the pile of trash, and then continues driving. And at any other time, I mean, I just had to deal with it because I was so late getting to the airport already. But how appalling! Like
You would not have said anything.
You don't
at
think
any
I
other
would?
time.
I would have
No,
said,
you
something
would
like,
not.
Mister.
You are not going to jeopardize your Uber rating by saying Uber driver. Do not give me that.
You don't.
On a podcast, maybe, but not to his face.
Well, he sure jeopardized his. I'll tell you that much. And I can't believe that. Who the balls to do that in front of a stranger? I could have. I don't know. Like you can't do that. You can't like.
All roads lead to narcissism.
It's insane and good Uber ratings, I guess too. But anyway,
Wow.
Matt Fondiler's back. We have Outdoor Matt and the
Hey.
Mockingbird back on air.
My laptop just happened to crap out at the exact same time. What I was trying to say is that there's a mockingbird that has a nest in the tree that's right over here, and my cat is indoor outdoor, and my one cat just sits under the tree just staring. It's not going to get anywhere near the bird, but the mockingbird was fighting back, and that's what was going on. They've since separated a little bit, but there was like full on like what's happening in our parking lot at the Corolla studio, where
Yeah.
my cat was sitting under the tree and this bird was just dive bombing my cat. So that's what was happening.
Those birds are no joke, man. I mean,
Yeah.
they are fearless. They don't care who you are, what you'll do to them. They
Well,
will
let me
come
tell
at
you,
hard.
if it comes anywhere within a striking range of my cat will fucking take that shit down. No problem.
Oh,
My
really?
cat, listen, not to segue into the movie I just saw, but my cat is a hunter-killer to the extreme and has fucking killed so many goddamn birds and lizards and stuff. She's out of control.
Well,
And she's also very sweet.
we are doing a pretty scattered show and tell, so I think you did segue into the movie you just saw, Hunter Killer,
Yes.
a documentary about Matt's cat. No, what this is one of the Gerard Butler / or Clive Owen joints. I don't remember which one
It's
we're talking
Gerard
about.
Butler.
It's Gerard Butler.
Gary and several of my college friends love movies with Gerard Butler. I'm not a huge fan, but I get a lot of crap. Yeah, I get a lot of crap
Prepare for
from
glory.
for not watching a lot of his movies. Gary is particularly sensitive about the cultural phenomenon of Gerard Butler. So anyway, Hunter Killer is on HBO right now, and I think it only has like 35% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6 point something on IMDb. So I was going in not really expecting much, but it actually was a pretty decent movie. It kind of reminded me of Hunt for Red October, like a classic submarine Cold War thriller. And Gerard Butler does not play the muscle-bound, ass-kicking lead. He basically plays like the Denzel Washington part. He's like the captain who nobody really knows if they can trust him or not, and he's got some kind of unusual ideas. But it's all about trying to stop a nuclear war from starting. And of course,
Well, what's weird is his name is still Captain Leonidas, which is totally weird.
That would be very yeah. No, it's
Odd
actually
choice.
a direct sequel to 300. No, he plays a character.
My favorite part is when Zutop plays.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, how did they get into the submarine? That just seemed weird. They needed the whole band.
They preloaded. They preloaded everything. They had to get a crew there 7 days early.
Yeah.
Green screen, preloaded, all that. So it all.
So he does not play Leonidas, but he does play Captain Joe Glass, which is one of the most bizarre action movie names.
Yeah, Joe Glass. Glass. That just sounds like the most fragile person.
Yeah. In fact, the whole conversation started when Gary asked me a question about Joe Glass, and I replied with a picture of Samuel L. Jackson from Unbreakable, who's Mr. Glass, and he was very upset that I didn't know who Joe Glass was. But anyway, it's actually a pretty entertaining movie. The effects are not great, but surprisingly, the acting's pretty good. It's definitely like a pro-military extraction, USA all the way kind of movie. So if you're in the mood to watch something like that, there's you could do a lot worse. So I would say it's flickable.
Would you call it a suspense thriller?
I would call it a suspense thriller.
Okay.
Gary Oldman is on the poster.
Oh.
He's really not in the movie, though. I'll be honest.
Okay.
He's very underutilized. But again, I was expecting it to be like Gerard Butler as King Leonidas, and it was not that. He actually kind of dialed it back a little bit. So again, I would say it was flickable. I would give it like 7 out of 10 beans, but it's not up to me.
It's not. Kaelyn, have you seen this movie?
I have not seen it, so I can't weigh in.
Well, then, yeah, I guess.
Well, it's on HBO right now. I think you should watch it, Kaelyn. I think you dig it.
Well, there we go.
I'll watch it.
Prepare for glory.
Yeah. Prepare for glory. Let us stop the nuclear war. All right, let's do some more show and tell. Dawson, what do you got?
Well, as you guys know, in my life of great abundance, I've received many accolades during my time on this earth. And I'm going to show you one of my favorites.
What could this possibly be? Whoa. Whoa. He got first place in the 3rd annual Tri-Bolt Challenge, Chargers versus Chiefs 2006. And we have a trophy that looks like your standard trophy, but it has 2 Corona
bottles with Chargers koozies on them.
Why did you wait so long to show this? This is awesome.
Winner, dude. So a long time ago, me and all my high school friends, we'd all meet at my friend's place in San Diego for a weekend, and we do a full weekend tournament of drinking sports. And they'd alternate every year. We had yard darts, poker, golf, frisbee golf, ping pong, and all whatever. And we just pick 3 every year. And then we do a running tab and a full weekend of tournaments. And at the end, the person with the most wins takes home the trophy.
Congratulations.
Wow.
And this year, I won the drinking sport Olympics known as the Tri-Bolt Challenge.
Congratulations.
That's
I had no idea.
amazing, dude.
I had no idea that we were in such great
Something to be proud of.
presence of such greatness.
What a champ.
What was your
My
strength?
most revered piece in the collection.
What were your strengths of all the games? What were the ones that you just annihilated everybody with?
I feel like he'd be really good at frisbee golf.
No, this might have been, I forget what the sports were this year. I think poker was one of them. I think it was poker, golf, and ping pong.
Damn.
That was this
I
current
couldn't
year
have
or
been
this
golf
past
because I
year?
suck at golf.
Yeah.
Well, this was in 2003.
2003.
No, this was
Okay.
in 2006.
I'm just saying, frisbee golf, I feel like you'd be really good at because you're good at bocce ball. So you know how to kind of do the distance thing.
The
Are you
hand-eye
good at frisbee golf?
coordination.
I'm okay at throwing a frisbee. I don't really play frisbee golf.
Gotcha.
There was this course, there's a few courses out in Goleta by UCSB that are really freaking awesome frisbee golf courses. Some of them, like an oak fallen over a ravine, and the trunk is still 5 feet wide.
Right.
And that's one of the holes. You got to throw over the creek, and then you walk across the fallen tree to get to the hole. And there are some good courses out there, but no, I don't really think I'm very good at it. I haven't played it in years. Well, the part I'm really good at, is smoking weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really
Which is pretty essential if you're playing frisbee
Critical
golf.
element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a ping pong table at the warehouse where the studio is in, and I just started getting into ping pong, and I'm decent enough to keep up with a novice player, which I guess that means I suck. I don't know, but I've been watching all the videos of the pros, and mainly all the people in Asia that are just standing 5 to 10 feet behind the table, maybe like 5 to 8 feet behind the table, and just whacking them. And I'm watching how they hold the paddle. So I'm learning how to play that style. And I think that's holding me back because it's actually a lot harder to start there. But I want to be really, really good.
Got to go for the Dick Miles hold.
The Dick Miles hold. I think that's what
Dick
that kid from
Miles
the
hold
Back to the
right there.
Future did,
That's
right?
what he was doing. He was doing the Dick Miles.
Yeah. Damn.
I gotta say, Chris, Dawson, Gary, or myself could all give you a run on ping pong. Gary and I, and Dawson.
Why am
have-
I left out? You don't know
I
my
guess it's
ping
me and
pong
you,
skills. Yeah.
I guess
I
it's just
did.
gonna
We
be
need
you,
to-
right?
I was
played
like
some epic
Recess
games
high
with
school ping
Dawson.
pong champ in high school.
We were in, yeah. Were you? Okay.
Oh yeah, I killed at the ping pong recess games.
Me and Matt
recess.
got into some
I got a-
epic battles.
I got a good
Matt has
strategy.
the edge on games, I know.
And Gary has
I
a
get a
slight
little
edge
too
on games
excited,
over me.
and I want to use the forehand slam way too much, and I just missed the table.
See?
tough.
But we should let Ace know that we're buying a ping pong table for the
with
warehouse.
his money.
And
if we
each
do,
of us can put in.
more
No,
work will
I'll
get
put in
done.
$30.
I'd put
If
in
we
money
get
for ping
7
pong
or 8
table,
people
for
to put
sure.
in $30, we can get a really good table.
You guys want to do it? Let's get
So
ping pong
dangerous.
I
tables.
say we get one.
Yeah, well, you should do that.
Let's get one.
Yeah, so that way
We are never
Matt,
gonna
Gary,
get work
and
done
Dawson
again.
can teach me and Kaelyn how to play because we're both.
That's right.
both the
I think
novices.
Gary's trying to
Let's do
get
it.
on.
I'm
Can
100%
you text
serious. Let's do it.
Oh, I didn't see. Sorry, I don't.
Gary just texted a question mark. I think he can come on for like 1 minute right now for a show and tell. So
Oh, okay. Well,
text
let's,
him and tell him right now. But you gotta text him.
Come
Just let him
on,
on.
come on in,
Um,
bud. Okay, so I texted him, and we'll see what happens. But I love that show and tell, Dawson. Congratulations on the 2006 Tri-Bolt Championship.
2006 Tri-Bolt Challenge. Yep.
Super,
First place.
super
I
impressive.
beat out a lot of heavy livers
Mm,
that weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to the last 14 years or 13 years that
Oh, we stopped. I think that was the last time we did it. I broke the game.
you're never going to drink
No,
the
but we had this rule. We had this rule that we had a handicapping golf rule. And I got to think of what it was. But if you had the longest drive, I think if you had the longest drive, you had to play the rest of the hole with your pants down. So it was to keep it easy.
Yeah. I love
that.
games like
Keep
that.
it even, even it out. And everyone still wants to get the fucking longest drive. But if you're just 2 or 3 feet shorter than somebody else, you're just stoked because that dude has to play with his pants down.
Yeah.
All right. I love just a touch of humiliation in any sort of betting.
Well, think of it as a compressor, Chris. When somebody gets too hot, bat them down.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, just squash him just a little bit down a size.
Yeah.
Now, if you're hearing a little wind noise, that's Gary Smith. He has entered.
Ooh, I just heard a White Claw crack open, I think.
Oh, is that? Look who it is.
What's up, boys and girls?
Wow.
Hi, Gary.
What the hell are you? Golfing?
Look at that sky.
Oh,
Here's my show and tell.
Wow.
holy shnikes, where are you?
Not California.
Wow.
Look at those clouds. Oh my god.
I'm sure the audio is not ideal, but I just wanted to jump on for a second, say hi, I miss you guys, and give you a little show and tell. But yeah, sorry I
Did
couldn't
I just
join
see
for
a
the whole-
golf cart? Did I see a golf cart back there, sir?
No comment.
Well, obviously he's on a golf course. Look
I
at
don't.
it.
Yeah, look at the way he's dressed.
Are your pants down?
Look at the way.
I
Yeah,
think that's
exactly.
How you have to play.
You could be.
Yeah,
The ocean
Gary.
could be behind you, and because of what you're wearing, I'd be like, you're on a golf course.
Yeah,
Gary,
guilty,
coincidentally, we were just talking about golf before you came on here, and Dawson said that with his friends, they incorporated a competition where whoever had the longest drive has to play the rest of the hole with their pants around their ankles to even things out a bit.
Huh? I've never heard that one.
Yep. So
I say
I
you
like
try it.
we,
I say
yeah.
try it.
Why don't you? I'm not
Dawson
gonna
also
answer
highlight-
that. I just
Did
realized.
Dawson also highlight his propensity to play golf barefoot?
No,
You
we
do
have
that?
not heard
Probably
about
not,
that.
But yes, yeah.
That is Dawson's move.
You're
I
not,
don't-
I'm
I'm
not
not hating
walking
on it.
along on the greatest lawn in the world with shoes on.
Is that
It-
legal? I mean, does that break
It's
rules?
frowned on.
Frowned
It's
on?
frowned
It's
upon.
frowned on. I'm sure that there's something in the rule book that says you must wear some kind of footwear. So it's probably.
All right, boys.
it's
Well, I don't want
probably
to hold
not
you up. I'm sure the wind is a little screwy.
compliant.
You show me where in the
Bye.
rule book a donkey can't kick a field goal. All right. Well, thanks, Gary. Great seeing
Thanks,
you.
Gary.
Enjoy.
All right, boys. Great to see you. Have a good one.
Enjoy
Love
your
you. I'll
sesh.
see you next week.
Bye.
All right, sounds good, bud.
Bye.
All right, and that was Gary Smith
Wow,
with his
I'm
show and tell.
jealous.
I'm jealous too.
Jesus
Outdoor
Christ.
Gary.
Outdoor Gary, yeah, exactly.
Wow. Yeah, I'm jealous myself. So all right, we'll do one more show and tell. I think I'm left. No, Matt has one too. So I'll go and then we'll let Matt finish it off. My show and tell is there is a show, a TV show on Showtime. It's a series. They've had a few seasons. I don't think it's going on anymore. But it was called Gigolos. And it was a reality docuseries following a group of 4 or 5 men who were, in fact, actual gigolos. And they would show some of them meeting up with the different women, how they operated their business, and then they would all get into the jacuzzi or hot tub afterwards. Matt would love that, and talk about their day. And there were confessionals, and it was a very entertaining show. One of the gigolos was also a country singer and a rapper as well, and his name was Nick Hawk. And not only was he prolific in music, but he also is a writer, and he wrote a book called Nick Hawk's 100 Kicks in the Ass, a guide to gaining confidence and reaching your full potential. And I have this book, and it really is just full of lots of knowledge and quotes. Every page pretty much has a quote for inspiration. But the thing is, each quote is a quote by Nick Hawk himself. Every page has a quote from himself.
Quoted himself in his own book.
So this one says,
It's a messy bibliography.
Ignorance is your demise, quoted by Nick Hawk. Or
Wow. Wait, he came up with that phrase?
That's right, or-
amazing.
you are born and then you are created, quote Nick Hawk. So Nick is just. I mean, he's just a modern philosopher, and this book is long. I mean, I say long. It's over 250 pages, and just lots of different pictures and
Of him.
Like this is him. This one's captioned "Playing in Huntington Beach," and he's on a surfboard there.
Is this a friend of yours? Why are you in possession of this book?
This was given to me as a gift. This picture, he's dolphin watching in the Gulf of Mexico. And so it's inspirational, and there's just lots of pictures of this guy, Nick Hawk. And yeah, all these 100 kicks in the ass, like kick number 23. Let the fuck go. And then he explains what that means. And I don't want to give away too much of the book because I think it's illegal. But like kick number 53, fight. So it tells you all these different kicks in the ass to get your life going. And I love the motivational aspect. But
so he wants us to fight each other?
Well, it could be just fight. Take it in the way you really
fight for your right to party.
Yep, and he also has dog training tips. If you see that there, I mean, this book has everything. It really just
has it all.
Kick number 72, be a rock. Kick number 73, get tattooed. And it tells you why so it really explores everything in depth. So this is Nick Hawk's 100 Kicks in the Ass, a guide to gaining confidence and reaching your full potential. He is not only a gigolo and a country singer and a rapper, he is a writer, but philosopher. But the greatest part of all, guys, it's signed, baby. 2 locks, have a kick-ass birthday. Love, Nick Hawk. So I have a personalized copy of his book.
Hold on. I have a question.
By Nick Hawk himself.
I have a very interesting question here. I was going with this whole story. I was going with that somebody gave it to you. I bought that. It was a little fishy, but I bought it.
Sure.
But he inscribed it referencing your birthday. And this, my friend, is where the river turns, or some expression like that.
Well,
How did he know that it was your birthday?
This was given. So what happened is a friend of mine, his name is Nick. Weirdly, his name is Nick. God, this is not going to
Okay, here we go. Exactly. Thank you. Case closed.
My other friend, who happens to be named Nick, as a birthday gift, reached out to Nick Hawk and got this book and got him to sign it and had it mail it to me. So
this was not a birthday party with you and your friends going to a book signing of your favorite TV star. I still don't get why your friend thought this would be a good gift for you. Do you like this show?
We watched this show. Well, we would all watch this show together. It's a great group watching show. What happened was we had a weekend in Chicago with a bunch of friends, and this show just played on loop the entire weekend. So it became like a thing about the weekend. Look, he has a Nick Hawk smoothie recipe right there. I mean, really has that. Kick number 34, take supplements. Kick number 44, love thine enemy. Like, it really just has so much knowledge. And you're wondering, Chris, how did you become so wise? How did you become so knowledgeable about life and just how the world works? And I'm giving you my secret right now. And it's this book. Yeah. So there we go. I don't know if it's available on Amazon. I doubt it is. But
certainly not the signed limited edition.
Oh, no. This is a one-of-a-kind, baby.
Yeah.
So anyway, 100 Kicks in the Ass. I did not give – it sounds like I gave away the whole book. I gave just the tip of the iceberg. You really got to dive into that book and learn. And you're welcome in advance. All right, and that was my show and tell. Now, Matt, what do you got?
Well, I think it's awesome that you brought up a book, because I also brought a book with me as well. But I wanted to just open up the topic generally first. How do you guys feel about coffee table books? You guys know what I'm talking about?
I like them, that they're easy to flip through, and they're just they're enjoyable. Just so you look at the nice pictures. They're big usually, and it's not. You don't have to turn your brain on 100% to figure out what's going on.
I feel like it's a sign of being an adult to have like coffee table books.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is. Like when else would you? Oh, I'm gonna buy a book to put on my coffee table that will serve as part decoration, part book. And what coffee table book are you looking at, Matt?
Well, I'll also just say before I introduce it that I feel like in the age of cell phones, nobody looks at coffee table books anymore, because the coffee table book was there when you go to like your friend's house or something and you were bored for a second. You can lean forward, grab a coffee table book, and kind of flip through it and still be part of the conversation.
Sure.
But now with cell phones and stuff, do people even look at coffee table books anymore?
Sure, they do. If they're around, yeah.
Yeah.
People look at it. Yeah.
Dawson,
I
are
actually
you
still
pro
enjoy a
coffee table book? How do you feel about them?
I actually probably own several that could be like coffee table books, like, old rock and roll pictures, compilations of shit like that. And yeah, they're great. I would call Geddy Lee's Big Book of Bass coffee table book.
That's one where all the babies are dressed up like guitars.
No, it's just a book with pictures of bass guitars.
Oh, so Ann Geddes is the baby photographer. I was trying.
Geddy Lee.
Geddy? Geddy Lee is the bassist for Rush, the bassist slash vocalist.
Gotcha.
Slash
I'm pretty sure there's a baby
slash
photographer
pedals
whose name is similar.
Yeah.
But anyway,
all right.
Before we get to your coffee table book, I also want to get your guys' thoughts on coffee tables in general, because I am slowly becoming anti-coffee table. What?
Anti? I was gonna say anti.
Yeah, anti. Because of course, I love a place to put my drinks. We have a few of them at work, which I hate working on our coffee table at work, because I put the laptop on it and I'm slouched over. And I think it's bad for my posture, bad for my back, and I hate just slouching over to type. And so I'll usually sit on the floor, so at least it's like bar height on me when I type. But I realized also that when you remove a coffee table from the room, it really opens up a room. Like your room feels like it gets twice as big.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to think. I think I might have to do away with some coffee tables. I'm fine with an accent table on the side of the couch, sure, but I may not need something to put in front of me, and I feel wrong putting my feet up on it anyway. So maybe a small ottoman, who knows? But right now, I'm wrestling with the idea of not even having a coffee table. So how am I supposed to enjoy a coffee table book?
What are you gonna put your feet up on?
An ottoman, maybe or I
Go
don't know.
sideways on the couch.
Human furniture.
Problem
I'm getting into
solved
that too. Yeah.
My sister and her boyfriend have a coffee table that you can also pull up and over a little bit.
I had one of
so
those.
that you can actually have like a higher counter if you want, and then you can just kind of push it right back down again.
Right.
Which sounds pretty cool to me.
It's pretty cool, Matt, until you're eating soup and you pull it up too fast.
Oh.
Then you're not only eating soup, you're wearing soup.
You're wearing soup, yeah. All right, so my favorite coffee table book that I have is, first I'll tell you about the author. His name's Ricky J. And I don't know if the glare is going to be right. You probably won't be able to see it properly. He's like a character actor from the 90s. He is one of the world's greatest magicians. He's part of the like Paul Thomas Anderson crew. So he's in Boogie Nights. He's part of Magnolia, and he's in a couple episodes of X-Files. He's like a Penn and Teller kind of a guy. So he's very unusual, and he curated a bunch of stories about unique, eccentric, and amazing entertainers, stone eaters, mind readers, poison resistors, daredevils, singing mice. And the book is called Learned Pigs and Fireproof Women. And it's basically a book of the history of like freak performers and freak shows and circuses and brilliant people. Like there's an essay about a guy who could write five words simultaneously with pieces of chalk held in each hand, each foot, and in his mouth.
Wow.
Or the amazing pig of knowledge, who was able to add numbers and guess cards and apparently he helped write his own autobiography. So
A
they're all
pig.
like really a pig. That's right.
A
They're
learned
all
pig.
fascinating stories. That's correct. It's a book that you can find on Amazon. It's kind of a rarer print now. It's been out for a long time, but it's a book that I was on to through a friend of mine. And when I first started dating, who's now my wife, she's really into that culture. So I got it for her as a gift back when we were first dating. And now that she's my wife and I live with her, it's now my book. So
Should have gotten her this, bro.
I should have gotten her a fucking beer statue, a beer trophy. Exactly.
I love that, Matt. Well, that's a great coffee table book, and I love coffee table books in general. So I'm happy you shared that, and thank you. And I'm curious to dive in a little bit more of those performances. One of a kind.
Good times.
All right. Well, that'll do for the water cooler. Let's get our plugs in, and we'll get to enjoying our weekend. What do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's start with gamer Kaelyn. Kaelyn, what's up with you?
Don't worry about me.
Dawson, let's go with you.
So I had a little trouble with my microphone earlier, and I pulled out the old trusty Mic Port Pro.
Put your dick away. What is it? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
This piece of gear is called the Mic Port Pro. It will turn any awesome microphone into a USB microphone, about the size of a cigar. That light indicates that there is phantom power. I'm using the Rode Broadcaster microphone that we use in the Corolla studios, but it's connected via USB. The company that makes it is Centrance, Centrance. These units cost a couple $100, but it's the size of a cigar, and you can make, if you do Rode vocals, bring it with you, and you'll always have a clear microphone.
I love it.
So
Nice.
Yeah.
check out Centrance. The engineer's name is Michael Goodman, and he builds quality shit.
Agreed. I've talked to Michael at NAM, and he's passionate, and he knows what he's doing. As for my plug, I suggest you improve your life. Get Nick Hawk on
Yeah.
a guide to gaining confidence and reaching your full potential. I'll give you one more quote from Nick. Here we go. Or one more kick. This one, I'm just pulling a random page. Kick number 24. Have a gigolo attitude. And his quote is, the more I grow as a human, the more I see myself in each person I encounter. And the more I travel, the more I see how similar we all really are. I admit, I wish a lot of people had more proper guidance in their life, but I see their potential. And see, I know it's easy to laugh at. He's a gigolo, and he's writing, and he's quoting himself, but it actually is some nice insight into life. So, Nick Hawk's 100 kicks in the ass. All right, Matt, where can we go for you?
Follow me on Twitter at Matt Fondiler. Check out Hunter Killer on HBO, and rent a copy of Back to the Future 3 if you want to see a little kid waving at the camera and pointing at his junk.
Pointing at his flux capacitor. All right, that'll do for Water Cooler. Thanks for hanging out. We squeezed in 2 episodes this week. I'm really proud of us, you guys.
We did it for you.
We did it for you, and we appreciate everybody listening. Please tell a friend about this show, and let's just get us all listening to the Water Cooler. All right, we'll see you next week. Enjoy your weekend. We love you. Goodbye.